Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, this is the NFL
Week game number 16 of the 2021 NFL season. It is the last week of week 3. It is between the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Baltimore Ravens and Baltimore Maryland.
We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Tucker set to throw this away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And then he stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here comes Patrick Mahomes leading out the defending champions. And Patrick Mahomes, of course, the Pro Bowl quarterback in his fourth season now.
Well, partner, normally if the guy's touchdown passes fall in half, the first thing you'd say is, he really didn't have a very good season, did he? Well, it's true. Mahomes dropped from 50 touchdown passes the year before to just 26 last year. But remember, he had a knee injury and missed a few ball games, and he still remained in the conversation as the best quarterback in the NFL.
Mahomes now on first down. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down.
I know it's a little bit of a cliche to talk about all the tight ends who are really wide receivers in the NFL, but Travis Kelce fits that perfectly. He led all tight ends last season with over 1,200 yards receiving, 4th in the NFL. I think he's one of the gold standards in the league for the tight end position, and I don't know if anyone has any more fun playing the game than Travis Kelce.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move you the passing game.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, This is the end result. Big yardage after it.
It's got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact and hit their deep.
From the 2, here's first and goal. Now here's Mahomes. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. And Judon coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
That's a sight familiar to Ravens fans. Matthew Judon, a 2019 Pro Bowler, he led the Ravens with a career high 9.5 sacks in 2019.
Second and goal, the lone man in the backfield, Le'Veon Bell. He'll get it up the middle. And he is here. Touchdown, Kansas City. 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves. Stick it in the end zone on a running play.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now we get our first peek at the Ravens offense, and at the helm, of course, the most valuable player of the NFL in 2019, Lamar Jackson.
And to me, he's one of the 2 most difficult guys in the league to game plan for in the NFL, and I have Patrick Mahomes in that category. But just about every team we talk to getting ready for Lamar Jackson says the exact same thing. We've got to slow him down running the football, yet no one's been able to really do it consistently. Now, the most impressive thing about his game to me, how he's developed as both a passer and a leader. His team believes in him.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup with 7. Past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards to pick up there. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you'd gotten to stop it? It would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked out in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
He can run for it, and he will. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a 1-yard pickup there that's going to make it third down and 6. A 1-yard gain. Nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
They did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, and they drilled him.
He gets it to Brown. Good play. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 41-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Barney, you know, when we talk about the game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed, his elusiveness, and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Chiefs 7, Ravens nothing.
Draw play, Ingram now. And a little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. 2 runs in a row and only 2 yards to show for him.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage against traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now used to be the 50-plus yarders cause for celebration. Now seemingly on it.
Isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they're all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. The Kansas City Chiefs 4-1 now following the stunning Week 5 loss at home to the Las Vegas Raiders. 30-32. The loss snaps a franchise record 13-game winning streak going back to last season. Had lost in 336 days. They also beat the Raiders 10 of 11 times, but the streak was going to end at some point, so I asked the new Pulse Flash, as referred to you, CD, during the broadcast. You were there. What did you see?
Yeah, I don't know about the Flash part, but Brewer doing his homework and finding out about my hometown of New Paltz, New York. I was touched by that. That was pretty good. But what I saw there was a Kansas City team that jumped out to an early lead as they normally do. They were up 14-3. Then they scored 2 more touchdowns, and the Raiders matched them touchdowns-wise. But they felt like they were cruising. And then things started to change a little bit, and they couldn't find that next year. It happens. Remember, they won 13 straight if you count postseason last year. Sometimes you run up against a team that's determined, that's hot.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. A free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, the big play can result for the offense.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. The completion good for 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
Tyreek Hill certainly makes the front office look good when they spend a 5th-round pick on a guy. Then in his first 4 seasons, 4 Pro Bowl nominations. Anytime he touches the football, he's a threat to take it the distance. Hard to get on the ground one-on-one in the open field. If you miss, in the blink of an eye, he's putting 6 on the board.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Able to power through. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Ravens will take over. The Baltimore Ravens now 4-1 in 2020. They get the relatively easy win over Cincy Week 5, 27-3. The 4th straight time they've beaten their AFC North rivals. And the Ravens getting their first look at Joe Burrow. And really, they were the first one to totally tamp him down, holding him without a touchdown. And what was that you told me, Charles, the 5th time that a reigning MVP had taken on last year's #1 pick?
Yeah, like the previous 4 times, the MVP came out on top. In this game, going into it, when you looked at those two playing against each other, it's almost like professional wrestling, belt versus belt, wasn't it? Think of the hardware both of them have in their homes that they have accumulated during their time. Not just reigning MVP versus #1 overall pick, both former Heisman winners going head-to-head. You name it, that matchup had it. And now we got to take a look at what Baltimore has coming up. They go to Philadelphia, a short road trip next week before they get the open week in week 7. And right now, this schedule is really good for Baltimore in terms of travel. I don't think they get on a plane for like the next 30 days or 40 days or so. So that's really a built-in advantage in a really tough season. That's a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got Snead. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Jackson to Snead that time. First down, Baltimore.
That is definitely what we call a defensive uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's going to be taken down here with a pin flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. brings up second down at the 25-yard line.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Jackson's throw on target to Willie Snead. It's a pickup of 12 and outside on the third down.
It's a pickup of 12 yards. Brings up 3rd and 6.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. That would be for 13 and a Raven first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when we talk about big moments in this game. Plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And points result, we'll call this play significant.
First down now, but that clock rolling. From midfield now, here's Jackson. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with just over a minute to go before halftime. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Again, Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Anthony Hitchens with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Mecole Hardman, Pro Bowler last year as a rookie, is deep for KC. Now he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
Chiefs take over the first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Chiefs offense are not set to begin this drive. And with time quickly quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get it down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
On the draw, this is Ingram. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
In every game, teams are looking for that momentum shift, and that one there, the offense feels like, hey, maybe we can get something going, but defensively, they've slowed them down the entire game. They don't want to turn into more. They're going to try and figure out a way to take it back on this next play.
Jackson looking to throw on third, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punter Cook, who sends it away. Oh, what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
He's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
The first running back drafted in April, this is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to pump the ball. They've done so with that first run.
A little more room here on 2nd and 6 from the 6. Now the pass is taken in by Hill. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, and will make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and maybe an interception?
Yeah, the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you're throwing so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defender to grab as well.
But a good point there is they were able to connect. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. First time they've looked his way in this game, he comes through picking up the first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver and step a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Line of scrimmage at 15. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brings up one of the selling points at the end route is against a quarterback, a really nice sight line to his receiver, and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Now, how about this one right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
On first down, Mahomes. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
Sammy Watkins is a former first-round pick in the NFL, and he sure reminded us during Kansas City's run to the playoffs last season. 10 catches in the AFC Championship game and a 98-yard receiving game in Super Bowl 54. He did talk about possibly stepping away and getting some time in the offseason. But Kansas City, very happy to have him back in their lineup and in their fold.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. 6 yards. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion now. Finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you get out to your running back and it can turn into a big game downfield. What a nice job they did getting to it quickly and holding it to a short game.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 32-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And it's hit there, altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Tyreek Hill, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete. complete.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. And that is incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker. Because if you don't throw it right on the plate, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is a 49-yard attempt right hash. And this was going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet. Okay, being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Returning it, Justice Hill. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Over 1st and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
Ravens offense back out there. These guys had a punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll drop the throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. In that play, they wound up losing yardage.
So they have the big loss on that 1st down pass play and face a 2nd and long. From the gun, Jackson caught right side at Sneed.
Jackson's pass.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
They served the go route really well. Thought he was going deep. They curled it back inside for a nice completion.
TV's love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like he said, listen, we got to sell the go. Just go. Let's see who's faster.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
And he wants to make the most of every carry because he competes with his quarterback. Lamar Jackson, 4 carries and yardage. Lamar Ingram, over 1,000 yards last season. And then the Ravens went out and drafted J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State in the 2nd round. So now the Ravens potentially have 2 guys to pair with Lamar Jackson in the run game. Wishbone formation, anyone?
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson rolling to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. They will end up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so they'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd run, he decided to better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
But what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. This time Jackson will throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Jackson will contain him to just 4. 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Pass up 20. We're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. That is on to the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquez, 45 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that lines up a 7-play drive in the total. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. All level now at 10 apiece as the kicks away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. Their defense has done the job. Now 1st and 10. Here's Edwards and Ayers. They will start on the ground. And they'll line up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score break this time. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That gets them the 1st down, but you still got to move quickly here.
1st down, Chiefs.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
But I picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. They go play fake. Mahomes. They're going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he couldn't read if his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
come up now, 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw is Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Tyreek Hill. Incomplete. He was covered by Green.
There's the Chiefs punter down. As he'll run it away for the second time. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Jackson to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Edwards. And that rounds across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we submit to those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Ingram again. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Just go right back where we started, all even as the kicks away. Taken in the end zone, and they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm, but by the way, yards count either way.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. It doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down. A nice, consistent gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down. They go with the ground game, pick up the 1st, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of white collar, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this 1st drive at OT continues. Mahomes pass caught by Watkins, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down at will. A good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
And that's who's running back, Edwards-Helaire. Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Ball at the 3, 2nd and 9. Mahomes now to throw. Flushed out right. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
A gain of 8 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down. From where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a 3rd so short. It'll be called a gain of 2. And that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. And I know you with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it. Because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect the end zone.
And like you alluded to, especially in this part of the field. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. On 1st down, here's Mahomes. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling and another 1st down. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
So not quite at 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. This is Clark Watkins. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here at overtime. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Bell. Oh, and they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
No personal foul just can't happen. Have to have police.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Again, it's Bell. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Once you score 1 touchdown, you're going to take it there without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1. First and 9 as he trying to get the 2nd one.
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Our final score, a partner, great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing count.
I just want you to pay for my meal today.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
Well, Chiefs and winners, 6-10. Bad call for the Ravens to end the 4th quarter. We should have 4 timeout and keep that field goal and go for them. But we're going to end this show. And I'll be back Monday for another live stream. It's going to be week number 4. So, see you all tomorrow. See you all Monday. Have a good day and night, and enjoy Sunday football.